Tell you if JJ was taken over or possessed by an evil spirit.
Yes.
What's up, guys? TrueCrimeKing back on this early Sunday morning. Hope everybody's doing well, having a great weekend. But all right, so we're gonna be taking a look at 11 shocking moments from this trial so far. This triple murder trial from this doomsday mother. As we know, she is accused of killing her ex-husband and her 2 children, at least. Well, at least in this trial. But there's a rumor she's killed more, and she probably has. She's freaking crazy. She's definitely got something wrong in the head, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so let's take a look at this. Here we go.
She did.
Lori Vallow Daybell's former best friend takes the stand and offers damning testimony against the doomsday cult mom, who's accused of murdering her daughter and son and conspiring to murder the wife of her current husband. I've covered a lot of crime stories over the years, many here at Law and Crime, and it always gets me thinking about ways we can all stay safe. Well, one way you can do that is by trying out calm pepper spray. It's a small but Crime 10. Strangest, weirdest stories I've ever covered. It's a twisted tale of murder, zombies, and religious extremism. And just in case you haven't been following the case and you're not familiar with it, here's a little recap. Lori Vallow Daybell is accused of murdering her daughter, Tylee Ryan, and her adopted son, JJ Vallow, in September of 2019. JJ was 7 years old and an autistic person. Tylee was just 16 years old.
I mean, think about that. First, it's bad enough killing 2 of your own kids, right? But one of them was autistic, and the other one, was a little girl. I mean, how cruel can you get, right? And then, to top it off, she kills her husband, right? Her ex-husband. But, yeah. Seems like this Lori girl lies to just about everybody in her life. And, yeah, obviously she predicted the end of the world, but that's already passed. So she got that one wrong, didn't she? And she did all this because she thought the end of the world was coming, apparently. So she's looking pretty stupid, looking like a clown now, right?
Lori is accused of conspiring with her current husband, Chad Daybell, to murder his late wife, Tammy Daybell, around the same time. A new fact came to light this week in Tammy Daybell's death. We found out in opening statements that an autopsy conducted after her body had been exhumed revealed that she died of asphyxiation. Originally, her death had been deemed due to natural causes from a medical issue, but now they're saying that's not true. The state's...
How does that happen? I mean, how does somebody pass away and the medical examiner first rule it natural causes and just totally overlooks? I mean, did they even really do a thorough autopsy, or did they just say, I don't want to get into it, there's nothing here at the moment, pointing towards anything else, and not really look into it? I mean, how does that even happen, right? If you do a thorough autopsy the first time, they should find what the hell happened and how she really died the first time, right? You shouldn't have to keep exhuming all these bodies. I mean, do it right the first time.
Started its case by calling JJ Vallow's grandmother, Kay Woodcock. She is the sister of Charles Vallow, Lori's 4th husband, who was killed by her brother Alex Cox in July of 2019.
Yeah, self-defense. Like, I believe that. Come on.
Cameras are not allowed in the courtroom, of course, but we're getting the audio at the end of each day. This is what Kay said about Lori's relationship with JJ.
What did you observe in the relationship between Lori and JJ?
I witnessed
She was a doting mom. She was very engaged. She was, I know one time when we went, he was probably a year old, she had a photo album and she had pictures in it, and she had pictures of me and Larry and other people, and she was reinforcing that we were his grandparents.
It's pretty strange to hear Kay Woodcock talk about Lori Vallow in such pleasant terms.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, she's an evil person. We know that.
Calling her a good mother to JJ. Obviously, things changed over the years. If you've been following the case, you'll know that Charles Vallow, her estranged husband back in 2019, had called police early that year, saying that Lori really had gone off the deep end with her religious beliefs. And
yeah, I think that's what happened. I mean, she just kept going down and down this weird ass religious doomsday thing with her new husband, and things just, her mind just got out of, just took over. I mean, what the fuck, right?
That she believed that he was a zombie. Kay Woodcock testified about
to the point where she actually thought her kids were zombies. Like, what? I mean, come on, right? And we're talking about, while we're on this subject, I mean, obviously she's got mental health problems, right? Just like everybody that's shooting up these schools, they have mental health problems, okay? Like, it's not, the gun doesn't go and shoot up a school, right? Somebody takes the gun and then points it and pulls the trigger themselves. That's mental health, okay?
The last time she ever had any contact with JJ.
Did you have any other contact with JJ Vallow?
The last FaceTime, the last contact that we ever had with him was on August the 10th of 19. And that was a 35-second FaceTime. And he, again, was not holding the iPad or the device. He just said, "Hi, Mama. Hi, Papa." And then he looked up as if someone, whoever was holding the device, and he goes, "Gotta go, Mama. Gotta go." How do you say it? "Gotta go, Mama. Gotta go, Papa. Bye."
Okay.
And that was it.
So that was the end of the conversation.
That was it. Yes.
So it was a short conversation.
Yes.
And that was the last time you ever had contact with JJ Vallow?
Yes.
On August 10th, 2019?
Yes.
Okay. Did you attempt to have contact with JJ after that?
Yes.
So that was August of 2019, and JJ was killed in September the following month. Now, Kay Woodcock also testified about coming across her late brother's Amazon account in his email, and she found some searches that were awfully suspicious around the same time.
Yes. I got into the browsing history.
This ought to be good, right?
In the Amazon account, and I saw that there was browsing for a beach wedding dress, a bathing suit, men's large size, I think it was large, white linen top and pants, and malachite wedding rings. And there were a couple other little odd man things, I believe, maybe flip-flops or something.
Was there a date associated with that browsing history that you saw?
Yes.
What date was that?
October 2nd.
Of what year?
2019.
It's a pretty good memory, right? I mean, I bought plenty of things off Amazon, but I couldn't tell you the fucking date, right?
Was there a reason that caught your attention?
Yes, because I had learned before that Tammy Daybell had passed away on October the 19th. And this was her looking at wedding rings and wedding stuff.
Yeah, isn't that weird? You know?
Kay Woodcock's call to Rexburg, Idaho police in the fall of 2019 really set off the missing persons investigation. She couldn't reach JJ, certainly, and she couldn't reach Tylee either. Rexburg Police Detective Ray Hermosillo is the lead detective on the case. He testified about finding human remains on Chad Daybell's property in June 2020 in a pet cemetery.
Yeah, so that's not a good sign. They find human remains on your property. How you gonna explain that one, right?
Eventually, we uncovered bits and pieces of Tylee, who we assumed was Tylee, that had been burned. There were pieces of bone, like I said, charred flesh.
Why would you hide it on your property though? Like, what? I mean, burn it. Maybe shovel everything into like a bag and then transport it to like some pond or something and then dump it in there so they can never be found, right? Why, if you're gonna kill somebody, bury the remaining evidence on your fucking property where the police can just go and dig them up, right? I mean, it just seems common sense, right? But I'm glad they're stupid, right?
Just the best I can describe is just globs of flesh that were falling apart.
I mean, they went into all that trouble to burn and hide everything, and then they just, I guess they figured if they bury it in a pet cemetery, nobody's gonna be able to tell the difference because it was already burned up. Well, guess what? They did find a difference, you dumbasses.
And did you keep digging down?
We did.
Did you find anything further?
Once we removed some of that, underneath there was another round glob of, and sorry for that's the best way I can describe it. Just burnt flesh, bone, all kind of what appeared to be put in a green bucket. The bucket had melted, so it was kind of disformed. And
okay, so obviously the bucket was either near the fire, on the fire, or the contents that were put into the bucket were still hot as hell and it melted the bucket. So there's one of three possibilities.
And the flesh and bone and was all kind of stuffed in that melted bucket.
Detective Hermosillo described a gruesome scene. Then he described finding little JJ's body.
Eventually, all the dirt was removed from the small body wrapped in plastic.
And just like the Koberger case, I'm already convinced Lori Daybell and Chad Daybell are guilty of this murder. All three of these murders, without a doubt, in my opinion.
The body was then photographed, ERT took their measurements. The body was eventually removed from the burial site and put into a black body bag, which was locked for evidence purposes, placed in the back of the coroner's vehicle on scene.
I want to ask you a clarifying question. You're referring to a body. Had you, other than the slit in the head area, you testified correct that this body was in a black plastic bag?
Correct.
correct? Did you remove any of the other black plastic at that time?
No, it was just, when I testified to that, it was just the shape of a small body wrapped in black plastic.
This testimony was apparently so incredibly upsetting to Lori Vallow Daybell that she asked that her attorneys ask the judge to allow her to skip the rest of the day.
Oh my God. Listen, dude. If she did this, which everybody, well, at least me, I can speak for myself, think that she did this, then she needs, and it's her fucking trial, she needs to hear everything. She shouldn't get off easy. She needs to, who cares about her comfort at this point, right? This is about the people that were killed. And no, she needs to sit there, and I don't care how comfortable she is, right? Or uncomfortable she is. She's going to sit there and listen to it. Yeah, if I was a judge.
Your Honor, my client wishes to waive her presence at the
What a coward she is, right?
testimony for the remainder of the day. It was emotional this morning, and she indicated to us she did not want to attend.
It was too emotional for her. What about the three people, at least three people, that aren't even on this earth anymore because of her, right? And her manipulative, personality, just going from husband to husband, killing a husband, at least one, right? And then manipulating another one into doing all this other stuff and killing, helping her kill her kids, right? I mean, no. Sit her ass down there and make her suffer, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you agree with me, hit the like button. If not, put it in the comments and tell me why.
And this afternoon, there is a rule that contemplates a defendant waiving their presence. I would ask the court to review that rule and any relevant case law. We would remind the court of the history of this case with my client, her fragile state of mind, the
fragile state. How about crazy ass state of mind? You know what I'm saying? Not fragile, crazy. And now that she knows her doomsday prediction was totally false. Well, she knew that the whole time, right? But everybody was believing her, so she had power at the time. Now she doesn't have anything. But yeah, no, sit her ass down there the whole trial.
mental health concerns, the myriad reports that have been filed about her mental health.
Well, I agree. She's got definitely got mental health problems, but she knows right from wrong.
To justify such a request.
If she didn't know right from wrong, then she wouldn't have taken all these steps to try and hide it, right? If she didn't know right from wrong, then she would just done it all in the open, because she wouldn't have known right from wrong. So her hiding all this stuff proves that she did know right from wrong, okay? So I don't want to hear that her mental state, no. She needs to suffer as much as humanly possible before she dies and is no longer on this earth.
Judge Stephen Boyce denied that request. Now, we
Good.
know that Lori Vallow Daybell has serious mental health issues.
I mean, look at her. She's definitely got, just like she just said.
It took 10 months for mental health professionals to restore her to competency so she could go to trial, but we still don't know her exact mental health diagnosis. Some of the week's most damning testimony came from a woman named Melanie Gibb. She is the former best friend of Lori Vallow Daybell.
Okay, so yeah, former best friends, they know secrets that the parents aren't gonna know, other friends aren't gonna know. I mean, former best friends know a lot, at least in my experience, right?
Gibb testified that Lori Vallow met Chad Daybell in October of 2018. Gibb described their religious beliefs. Lori and Chad were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I mean, look at that dude. I mean, he should know he's not in her league. If Lori was a normal person, but you know, I guess they fit together perfectly, right? They both wanted to kill, right? But I think he was more probably he just wanted to probably please her, so he could keep her as a wife, right? But I don't think he knew how much Lori was struggling, or maybe not struggling, just how much of a mental problems Lori fucking had, right?
Did Lori ever indicate anything about having a special mission here on Earth?
Yes.
And what did she tell you about that?
She felt that she was part of the 144,000, and then as she developed her relationship with Chad, she felt like they were the head leaders of it.
Yeah, she didn't feel like that. That's what she wanted to be, and wanted everybody else to think, so they would follow her, or whatever, right? Just crazy, power hungry narcissist. That's and manipulative and all that. All right.
And when you talk about the 144,000, can you explain a little bit about what that would mean?
It's reference from Scripture and Bible and the Doctrine and Covenants about a group of 144,000 that would be here during the return of our Savior, and they would help do a great missionary work throughout the world. They would have, a lot of a spiritual endowment from on high.
Okay, well, that time's passed. Nothing happened. She looks like a clown now, and I hope there's nobody else that still believe Lori Vallow is some kind of head of whatever, because she's not. She's a crazy psycho, right?
Gibb also told the jury about how she and the Daybells participated in what they called castings. It was to drive out evil spirits from the bodies of the people that they labeled as, quote, dark.
Do you recall if they told you anything, do you recall?
Remember, Lori thought her own child was a zombie. I mean, come on. How, what other proof do you need that she's a fucking freak, basically, right?
If Lori ever used the term zombie?
Yes.
Do you recall approximately when she used that term?
It wasn't in the beginning, but I would say weeks after the original idea that someone taken over the body, they just started using that terminology.
Yeah, so she just kept going downhill faster and faster, and it just progressed. I mean, this was bound to happen eventually, and she just found the right people that would help her and were willing to help her, and she manipulated them. That's what I think.
I would just say weeks after that.
By all accounts, jurors seemed to be absolutely stunned by Melanie Gibbs's testimony. Some of their jaws were dropping from what we've been told when the word zombie was actually used. Gibbs said the first time that she ever heard Lori describe someone as dark was in early 2019, and she used that word to describe her then husband, Charles Vallow.
Who was killed by Lori's brother, which I'm fully convinced Lori and Alex totally had a plan, right? I mean, self-defense. Well, if her husband's dead, then the only witnesses are going to be Alex, and then Lori can back his claims up, and then there's nobody else to challenge him, right?
Recall Lori's brother Alex Cox shot and killed Charles in the summer of 2019 in Arizona and claimed it was self-defense.
And just look at the smirk on that guy's face. You can tell he's definitely not all there either. And I'm sure he got manipulated by Lori too, 100%.
Then Gibbs said Lori claimed that JJ was possessed.
Yeah, and then once she went into the whole JJ, her son's possessed and a zombie, somebody should have contacted the police and or put an end to that, right? I mean, come on.
Did she ever tell you if JJ was taken over or possessed by an evil spirit?
Yes, she did.
And do you recall approximately when that would have been? Getting my September 2019?
It doesn't matter. It is what it is right now. She's on trial for a triple murder. She's gonna be convicted, as far as I'm concerned. This is the right now one of the biggest cases on trial, besides the Letitia Stout case. So that's why I'm gonna be covering this and Letitia's case until these are done trial. And then, in a couple months, we got the Koberger trial coming up. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. So I just wanted to make sure everybody's familiar with this Lori Vallow case, because I'm probably going to be doing some more videos on it, along with the Letitia and the Idaho murders and whatever else, right? So if you liked it, smash that like button for me. If not, it's okay, right? And until next time, guys, True Crime King out.